Hello, everybody. It's 11:59 Texas time. It's 5/25, 2018. Um, and I decided to make a video, of course. Look at here. But anyway, I'm going to entitle this one. It's just we have lost all common sense because I look at the world today and I can't help. I'm sorry. I do have a sense of humor. People don't think I do, but this shit is funny. Okay. I'm gonna point out some of these things that are the funniest to you, to me, and let's see if you agree. First of all, we now are investigating an investigator. Now we're investigating an investigator because after 1 year we don't have any indictments, we have no charges, we have nothing except for a lot of people resigning. They're not being fired in order so they can get their pension, but they have to go. I don't understand this mentality. Every day I wake up and on the mainstream media, I read, I listen to the YouTube, I listen to all the news that come across everywhere that I can actually reach. And every day, this is it. Today's the day. Democrats are going down. Breaking news. All this crap, and nothing happens. Every day there's a new name to add to the ongoing list of individuals who've committed crimes, treason, and major crimes, but there's no one been indicted. So let me get this right. So now you want to spend my tax money, our tax money, to start another investigation to see what this guy missed and what this guy missed and what the FBI and the DOJ is withholding. We have the FBI and DOJ, they have documents, but however, the fact is, if there's an ongoing case, and I learned this my way, the city of Huntington taught me, or I'm sorry, county attorneys taught me this, that if there's an ongoing case, you can't receive those documents. It has to go to trial, and the judge has to subpoena those documents. Now, a lot of this stuff, if they're actually releasing this, retracted. It means it's all blacked out. You may have one page on there and it says and, the, and. Everything else is blacked out. Something's got to be freaking wrong with that. But yet, we the American people let it go on and we just take it in stride because, hey, we don't want to be bothered. It would take too much trouble to call and ask our representative, hey, get up off your ass and do something. Gomer, right, wrong, indifferent, however, at least he's getting up and saying something. I wonder where Paxton is in all of this. Has anybody heard from him? No, I haven't either. So anyway, this is comical to watch Hannity and Tucker, or all of MSNBC, mainstream media, I'm sorry. Watch Tucker Carlson, Hannity, Anderson Cooper, all these other MSNBC superstars, all freak out whenever breaking news, it's going to happen. I don't know. Still going on for me, and it's been almost, 6 years of all these investigations? Draw me a picture and color me purple. Shit. Or maybe, just maybe, I'm just spitballing here, maybe this is just what they want to increase their ratings. They want this to go on forever. Keep people tuning into their station and their news while they use the carrot to dangle in front of our chicks, on a stick to dangle in front of us and say, oh, I'm going to be there when it happens. I want to be there when it all happens. We're getting played on mainstream media. We're getting played by the politicians, and we're actually getting played because the fact is that all this shit is drawing attention to where it actually needs to be, taking care of the people. That's it. Second thing is I promised I'd make a video on Santa Fe street shooting. But I'm going to go one further on this because I got a couple of emails because I made my stance. And here's my stance. If you didn't get my post, here's my stance is this. Is that has anybody asked anybody to a discussion on guns that has actually been a victim? Are you getting opinions from individuals who have actually had to stare down the working end of a gun? Was their last question, was their last hope, and was their last wish, I wish I had a gun to stop this. I wish that I could have fought back. I don't hear from those people. Do you hear from people on the AR-15 side of the house? Well, we quote Joe Biden, well, don't get an AR-15, get a shotgun. Like if that's less lethal. We learned in Santa Fe that it's not. Majority of our gun shootings, our mass shootings, our majority of gun use and the preferred method is handguns. Nobody's mentioned them yet. I don't know the answer to that, but here's my stance on it: is that I'll give up all my damn guns. I'll give every one of them up as soon as everybody else does. As soon as I know I can travel from point A to point B, and I don't have a law officer with an AR-15 that can demand what I do, and I got to show him my papers. Now you got to show when you pulled over, you got to show license, you got to show registration, you got to file show him insurance. Now you got to give him your concealed carry permit. You got to give him a concealed carry permit, even if it's open in Texas, to carry it out open in the open. It makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? I do want to say my sympathies. I know that town is going through a lot, but they have actually said that they just want to be alone for a while. We don't want this public attention. We don't want it. We're going to get together as a community, and we're going to deal with it. I applaud that. It keeps the mainstream media out of makers picking that shit out of Pepper. It keeps them out of the way from interviewing their kids, for twisting their kids' stories around, and making the kids who survive, making them feel guilty. I also want to applaud the individuals, and I'm just not saying I'm saying the individuals who actually acted, because I saw a difference in Santa Fe that it was commendable. Not only did the cops run for and actually to the fire, but kids actually helped out, helped their buddies, helped their friends, and they actually helped. Instead of being on their cell phones, instead of texting, instead of doing anything, they were actually doing something that actually helped somebody save a limb or not bleed out. We have evidence of the first girl who ran out of school. She had a bandage on her knee. So she had a bandage on her knee. Somebody had taken the time to bandage her knee and told her to run. I bet you that same individual was doing that to a lot of other individuals in that school. It was helping, getting them where they could run and get away from the fray. 25-minute shootout with the cops. We now learn that some of these individuals, some of these kids may or may not have been hitting the crossfire from the cops. I can't tell you because you've never been there, but I can tell you right now what I can understand, what I know about the situation and can understand about a firefight, because hell, I've been through a few. Sometimes it's not that easy. You got an individual using individuals to hide behind, shooting at you, shooting to kill you, and he's hiding behind kids. It's hard to take the shot. And for these officers in their defense, it's like, you know what, okay, if you do decide to take the shot, by the time you squeeze that trigger, how many kids raised their heads during that time? It was clear and shoot, but damn, the little junior didn't get up and got shot too. We don't mention anything about the explosives in Santa Fe, and hell, that's not really important. But if those officers wouldn't have went in and went to the fire, then, and these kids wouldn't have actually known what to do, well, all those explosives were waiting for it. Molotov cocktails, pressure cookers, pipe bombs. This kid was on a mission. If he would not been if he would not been challenged by the cops, and in that 25-minute shootout, he would have lit those bombs. How many people would have died then? So once again, it proves to me that a trained officer with a gun can actually prevent deaths. Can't prevent all of them because cops can't be anywhere, everywhere at the same time. But these guys react. Now we're going to hear a lot of lawsuits going on. Well, you should, cop shot my kid. Well, I don't want to hear that shit. Because if there's somebody in there in your school with a gun, you're going to have to raise your gun to eliminate the threat. You do the best you can, because you cannot determine who's in the kill zone and who's in the fire and who's in the line of fire. So you shoot one kid, but you save 12. I don't know. I guess that's a moral discussion. But I don't know if I would have had a shot and I would have taken it, and I would have hit this individual, or maybe I would hit somebody. I would have told myself, move on to the next one, because the fact is that it's, don't dwell on that right now. Get the shooter. Because it gets real simple real quick, because officers have to go inside a building. They see wounded off to their left and the right. They are trained to go toward the shooter. You can't do nothing right now, and you can't actually give them any help if they're pinned down. You've got to go to the fire, first of all, and you hope your paramedics, and you hope that there's individuals with compassion to help these individuals. We saw that in Santa Fe shootings. We saw that today. Oh, we saw that out on that day. So my gun stance is this. Is it okay? Do you want to sit there and just be a victim? Be a victim and just say, okay, go ahead and shoot me on my knees. Go ahead and shoot me. Hoping that you can beg out of him going to shoot you. You can beg your way out of it. Do you wish and do you condone as somebody's getting raped in beside you, or somebody, well, some woman is being physically accosted? Do you go ahead and throw in the towel and you say, hey, it's on you? Put your key, leave your gun in your holster. I don't know, but I do hear about one individual who accosted the man who killed his son. He's going to get life. He's going to get life in prison right now. That's what he's facing. Now, that sends a warning to us all. We should all crawl back in our hole and mind our own business. Leave it up to John. It's on you, brother. That's a bad place to be. You're at the wrong place at the wrong time. Sorry, can't help you. Got to go. I texted my wife and I told her I'd be home at 5 o'clock. I ain't got time for this shit. But we better. Because this proves to everyone. It should prove this to everyone. This shit can happen anywhere, anytime, any place, whatever school, whatever mall, whatever it becomes. It comes down to one thing we learned in Terrorism 101. They aim for soft targets. We can say whatever we want to about the city council. We can say whatever we want to about the student council, and we can say whatever we want to say about the sheriff's department. But the fact of the matter is individuals misidentified this son of a bitch. He wore a swastika. He wore a trench coat. He wore all these things, and what he was trying to do was warn somebody. It was a reach out, and it was a flag for help. And nobody listened. Deaths of our students and deaths of any kind of mass shooting is determined because the fact is we didn't see the sign and we didn't take the time to listen. School counselors didn't ask, hey, what's going on with you, man? What's up with the trench coat? What's up with all this? You got coaches that are actually picking on him, talking behind his back, telling him that he stinks. They don't take him bad. You got people making fun of him too. He went to school, he was alone. Didn't say nothing to nobody. Him not taking a shower was a way of giving up, and that was actually a sign too. Come on, man, take pride in yourself. Go take a shower, man. Come on, you look better, feel better. Take a shower, and work with this kid through whatever he was dealing with at school. And yes, if there was bullying going on, identifying who was doing it, how they were doing it, and why they were doing it. And guess what? Enforce school rules. We don't have a gun problem. This is evidence. Because, hey, the Boston bombing, there was no weapons. We have people running over people with freaking damn vans and cars and shit. Jannani Akbar. What people don't understand, and they've never understood this mentality, is that in fact I've seen these people. They will use any means necessary to kill you. They will strap a bomb on their back to walk through your school or walk through your checkpoint just to freaking see how many people they can kill. And they have done their research on when to do it so it causes the most casualties. And we haven't got that yet. We haven't got that through our brain housing group because why? It's one reason. We're apathetic. We don't want to do anything about it. We don't want to have it cross our mind. And we refuse to listen to the one fact that keeps mounting. We are vulnerable. My kids, when I send them to school, they're vulnerable. I'm sending my kids to school so their school teacher can be the parent, can be the disciplinary, can be the principal, and teach them the right way because I ain't got time to do it. I pay my taxes, by God, they need to pass. That's what I'm paying you people to do. I can go off miles on that. We're heading into Memorial Day, and this means it's going to be a day off for some people. Some people got to work, and I get double time, But anyway, it's time of remembrance. Memorial, it means remembering. Let's see what people will forget, have forgotten up until this Memorial Day, and hopefully they listen and maybe they'll think about it a little bit. Places like Benghazi, Boston, 9/11. 9/11 was a fake. I don't care. If it's fake or true, conspiracy theories, I don't care. Somebody bombed that building. If they killed 3,000 people in that bombing, they're my enemy. I need to look out for them. We don't forget. We forget about Case Island. We forget about Iwo Jima. We forget about D-Day. We forget about Pearl Harbor. We forget about every damn little thing because it's not on our damn device. Little Biffy and Jody go to school. They don't even know what the freaking Memorial Day's for. And they've never, ever, ever read one of these. Constitution. It's the backbone that makes our very nation what it is today. We've got a whole group of kids that don't even know about it. They don't know what their rights are. I live in a town in Huntington, Texas, in Angelina County. Now, if these individuals would read this and the Texas Constitution, they would realize that for so many years their rights have been broken and they've been made forced because they didn't know any better to trust people who do not have their best interests in mind. That's what it's all about. We're trusting and we're electing people that don't have our best interests in mind. They could give a shit about you. As long as you're smart enough to go to work, spin the wheels, turn on the machines, make the copies, that's as far as you're going to go. And just as an incentive, we're going to, you know what, if you're the best at doing that for 2 years in a row, guess what? We're going to give you a raise for 50 cents. For this 50 cents, people will lie. They will backstab you. They will cut your throat. They will do anything necessary to say that they want and they got 50 cents an hour raise. And it goes to somebody who's done these things. Why? Because it proves to their superiors, yeah, they'll do anything I ask them to. They're willing to freaking give up our buddy for 50 cents an hour. Damn, who listens to me? The one major thing that I have also think that is very funny is the fact is that we have we have a group of people in Hollywood, actors, actresses. We got ball players. We got all these people that somehow came to fame or fortune. Okay. Now, just because you can dunk a basketball does not make you a political scientist. Just because you can make $2 million, $4 million, $5 million on a movie, don't make you an expert in political science. Ice-T said it best, and I'll quote him. I'll give up my guns when the rest of the people get guns. So you have some individuals that are actually got their shit together. Denzel Washington is one. So people choose their careers, or their career path is chosen by which party they go by. You're a Democrat. Okay, we take Democrats with this company. You're going to be hired because you're a Democrat. Or you're a Republican. If you're a Republican in freaking California, you're by yourself. But nowadays it don't really matter if you're Republican, Democrat, liberal, conservative, if you're freaking libertarian, whatever the hell you want to be. They all look alike to me. So someone please explain to me, like I'm a 3-year-old, how a person can get elected making $235,000 a year, and in a 2 or 6 year period of time come out a multimillionaire. Is he good at investing or some shit? Did somebody leave him some money? But we're too stupid over, you know what, we don't want to say anything because it'll cause waves. Well, waves need to be called here. Because as long as we allow this to go on, it's going to get worse. I'm not really concerned about the Second Amendment discussion. It doesn't really bother me that much. And here's the reason why. Because what I've learned over the years is that, you know what, if shit hits the fan and I need a weapon, there's going to be plenty laying around. I got plenty to choose from. Plenty of ammo, too. So I'm not really concerned about that. All I got to do is stay alive for the first 5 minutes, because when the first person goes down, I got a weapon now. But we have become so cynical and we've become so uncaring that we held a Democratic primary in Texas. Now, this Democratic primary that we held in Texas, it was the worst. Let me say again, the worst numbers ever put out for a number of people who voted. Okay? People are stopped voting. We have less than a 10% turnout, and well, maybe 20% if you count all the towns, but anyway, 20%, only 20% vote. That means we only get 20% of the actual ideas that we've got. But people got. The other people get I have a friend that told me, I go ahead and I don't listen to me no more. Well, make them listen. Let's do it the right way. Put our Freedom of Information Act request up there. If that don't work, they don't do it. Guess what? Get up to district attorney. It don't take long until you actually start doing it. You start putting down the truth, and you start complaining to the district attorney. They start investigations, and they start asking them why. And that's the last damn thing that anybody wants is attention. Somebody running around poking their nose and saying why. Last thing, I promise it's last. All the cop watchers out there, I commend you. You do a great job. You're actually going out and conducting audits on First Amendments in cities and counties, and that's commendable. But I want you to remember one thing: if you do it for me, it's coming out to where you go into Air Force bases, military bases, and National Guard places and things like this, just to see about the First Amendment audit. Well, let me see if you'll remember something. Maybe this will get this through your head. Is that when you go to a military base, rules are a little bit different because they have to be. You go film a military installation, you go film it, and all you're doing is filming the trucks and vehicles going in and out. But you're trying to get a rise out of this guard over here. But meanwhile, in the back, all this shit's going on. Do you think that when you lost that video, there is not terrorists that are actually looking at that? It's feeding them information. Not to actually open up. The fact is that guess what? They could actually get a license plates of one of these individuals on these trucks going by, or these damn vehicles going by. They can find everything I want to about to start blackmailing. You don't need to start running a First Amendment audit on military bases. Let me tell you why. Because of the security of that base. Somebody else is watching. Now, what if one of these YouTubes you put out about that you're putting out for a military base, what if a month down the road somebody comes through and rams a damn gate with explosives, killing 50 of those people, killing 50 those people that they hit at the exact time that was on your video that showed exactly how many vehicles was coming out, and you hit and blow up at this time, the maximum opportune time. What would you do? I don't know about you, but me, hell, I'd have a hard time sleeping at night. The military and the security of those people inside that post is the reason why we got a gate. Military rules get real simple real quick when you cross into that gate. If you get detained for filming, and they can't in the military. See, they go by what they call the Uniform Code of Military Justice. They can try you underneath this as an individual. Ah, dang, that's maritime law, man. They can send you to Gitmo if you're proven that you're actually contributing to somebody that's actually looking at these tapes, meaning of harm. Yeah, they can do that nowadays. They can do all kind of shit with computers and phones. So I ask you, when you do military posts and you want to go out and do a First Amendment audit, I ask you to realize who the people that you are putting in jeopardy. Military individuals who are going to this post to train, to go defend your nation, and you're giving an enemy all the secrets. You're giving them all the freaking tools they need to go further and do a further investigation and pick that shit out of pepper because they will. So please, think about what you're doing. I'm not telling you what to do. You can do whatever you want to do. But I tell you right now, as military personnel, if I catch you filming me coming off my post, jeopardizing my wife and my kids' safety who live on this post, the worst thing you got to worry about is the fucking MPs. You're going to have a fucking infantry battalion on your ass. And guess what? You don't fuck somebody's security. You're a traitor if you continue to do this. You're a traitor. You're giving information to the enemy. Think about that for a second and see if next terrorist action, if you provided some kind of technique or you provided some kind of information that they used to hurt military personnel. If that does happen, you just got on the wrong side of me, and guess what? The worst thing you got to worry about is your YouTube channel coming down. That's not the worst thing you got to worry about. So please be careful and think about what you're doing. Be responsible. That's all I got to say now. I'm going to put out another video here later on this evening. I'm working on some things, but press that subscribe button, press the like button. Let me know you're listening. If not, well, hey, I'll catch you on the next time. Keep the powder dry. Keep your hammer hanging. Shit. Always keep your sideways. Out here.